Human's life journey always full of high and low, or blessing and suffering, but nobody like Job who encounter incomprehensible huge sufferings in very short time. People generally believe that Job fall into such misfortune and difficulty, just because he had sinned against God. According to Job 1:6-12, human suffering has different meaning. Satan is the divider and accuser. He has jealousy toward Job, who has lots of wealth and has a prosperous life. Satan blames God cover Job with big safety net. But God will not give continually all the good stuffs to the children of God, so they will keep trust in God continuously. In order to test Job's faith, God allows Satan give temptation to Job. James 1:13, when tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. Satan's temptation lead people into pain and sorrow condition. It tries to destroy people's faith to God. But God uses Satan's temptation as trial to test Job's faith. Job 1:21, Job said, Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away, may the name of the Lord be praised. It reflects Job's response to the devastating loss of his children, servants, and livestock, acknowledging both the sovereignty and the right of God over all things. Job recognizes that everything he had was given to him by God, and thus, God has the authority to take it away if he wants. This story depicts the godly and righteous Job, who, after experiencing suffering, fully submitted to God's sovereignty and had a stronger hope for the afterlife, thus becoming more mature in his faith. Job had passed the Satan's temptation and God's trial. Finally God gives him double rewards than before. Job 42:5, My ears had heard of you but now my eyes have seen you. Believers will be more straighten their faith after trial. There is another story in Book of John chapter 9. John 9:1, As he went along, he saw a man blind from birth. John 9:2, His disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? John 9:3, Neither this man nor his parents sinned, said Jesus, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. God set the rules for creation, God set the rules for salvation, and God set the rules for judgment, and he has authority how to use these things. Human as his creation object that can't change God's rules, so we have to obey God's laws and orders to survive on earth. Sometimes people receive grace and suffering for no reason, it is out of their control, it is God's power and works are revealed. The children of God will receive grace sometime, also will receive suffering sometime, and also receive grace and suffering together at the same time. 1 Corinthians 10:13, No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful, he will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. The will of God never take us to where the grace of God will not reach, he will give us a way out so that we can stand up under it, so his name to be praised. Matthew 5:45, That you may be children of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. Our God don't owe us anything, so he can do anything he wishes. Isaiah 55:9, As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways and my thoughts than your thoughts. Our God is divine and mighty, we compare with him, we are nothing, but he still cares about us. God knew what was to come in the future, and he allowed Satan's schemes only so that he could give believers greater spiritual insight through suffering. Romans 8:28, And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Despite his immense suffering, Job chooses to respect God's authority and praise God's name, indicating his unwavering faith and trust in God's wisdom and goodness. This statement is often interpreted as an expression of humility and submission to God's will, recognizing that human understanding is limited compared to divine wisdom. It serves as a reminder of the transient nature of earthly possessions and the importance of maintaining faith through both prosperity and adversity.